The first thing on the agenda is approval minutes from the last meeting of July.
I'd look bad since I wasn't here.
I wasn't here.
I don't have any changes, and so I'll make a motion.
Okay.
I'll
Second. Dion, there's second?
Second.
Second by John Summers. Okay, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Okay. Receive project customer questions. Don't look like we have any. Okay. Approval of claims.
All right. So as far as the claims we have here, summary includes a payroll claims for the month are $7,195.94. First,
Repeat that. I don't have a paper with me.
oh, $7,195.94.
That's official. That's
And then the first bank of burn vouchers for $171,484.54. Gold vouchers, $46,550.00. And Bank of New York vouchers for $103,694.50.
I might have a question for Jane on the expenses. So on the voucher document, it shows total expenses for 117,000 and some change. And on the check register voucher, it shows 171,689. But then there was 134,000 void.
Have that stuff with me.
Okay, I was just kind of curious what that difference
We need
was.
this file here,
Was some of it the reimbursement through SRF?
this vouchers here, Jane.
There is two bank reconciliations in the folder there.
That's the bank
In
reconciliations.
July. And your question was on the July one?
I think this would probably be on the June. I was gonna email Jane and I think how does it work? So I
This looks like the
apologize.
June stack.
Right,
Yeah, we haven't done the reconciliation, so we've just got the,
and I can touch base with you, but just the difference between the two documents, I don't find it.
yeah, I just read all the vouchers, not the.
Right.
Sorry.
Maybe
I don't know if we have
maybe
SRF
it
this
might-
month.
Yeah.
So just to make sure, what you read off were the account balances. Is that
For first bank
correct?
of burn,
Looking at 'em
for the
right
now.
gold,
Yeah,
and
you're
Bank of
looking
New
at
York.
it.
And
Did
you
not
haven't, you
do-
haven't read off the claim vouchers.
That was,
Payroll claims.
this was the summary of the payroll and the vouchers. That's what I read off. So those are the vouchers and the payroll. So those would be the claims for the period and what vouchers you've got on that summary, correct? Jane, so payroll and the vouchers that are coming out of those. three
Yes,
accounts. I did not read off the
that's
the
the bank
reconciliation
reconciliation.
yet.
Those are the vouchers. There's so many vouchers this month because we made a gold payment and a
Mhm.
Bank of New York payment.
So those are not the bank reconciliation. So that's not the account balances. Those are the vouchers and the claims that are coming out. So that's all we did is reviewed
So far.
those. Correct. So just back with this and we can do the bank reconciliation. We're gonna do this together or
Is there
just,
any questions over these?
are we good with those?
So I just wanna make sure I'm talking about the expenses, so the checks that we wrote.
And that's the amount I haven't heard yet.
Right. Well, I don't
Okay,
think
so
we
we're
just-
not there yet. Okay, that's
I
fine.
think that's the reconciliation part, isn't it?
The reconciliation will just be the balances of those accounts. So this would be what I just read off were the vouchers. So that should be the money going out for the month.
That would be the claims.
Look,
It'd be
Claims.
claims.
Right.
At the
And
claims.
so,
So
Jane, you
where's
said
the-
that you had claims of $171,636.89.
yeah, that's what's.
$117,431.07.
Apparently that's. I'm sorry, there's two stacks here with this. So the June payroll and vouchers and then July payroll and vouchers. So the June payroll was $7,173.95. Was that reviewed during the July meeting?
It was.
Okay, just that we haven't both of them here. And then the vouchers, which would be the claims out of $207,223.77. And then July, there's the money, the vouchers out from these three accounts were 171,44.95.
There was just a
54.
difference, there was a difference in the PDF document that listed the actual vouchers and then the check register. Difference in, I think it was July.
In July. So these are the individual.
I remember seeing it.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
Okay, so this is.
So on the voucher document, it showed 117,431.07. But on the check register voucher document for the receipts, it showed two entries, 171,636.89, 134,409.31. Multiple void documents on the, so I just don't know what numbers we were reconciling to.
I can answer that until I
Okay.
look into it.
Okay, and that's not in this file here, so if I gave this to you, this wouldn't give you any. You wouldn't be good with this. So that's one of the vouchers right there.
So, so if you look here. This is the difference. So that's the difference.
Let's look at the month.
August, July. Okay. You have the prior month date.
Yeah.
It should, all of that is in there. This is the reconciliation.
I tell you what, I'll email you, Jane, based on what I have. I think we can go ahead and approve it. I just wasn't sure what the difference was. These are not the documents I had. Okay, so here they are. So here's this 171,44.
I do.
Add those three up to get whatever the total is.
Okay, so let me look at it real quick.
Myself. I
Okay.
didn't know that.
Yeah,
Oh,
thank
and
you.
then I had a bunch of voids in here too. Ah,
Yeah, I don't wanna approve the vouchers if we've got a discrepancy. Right?
You see it too, John, though, when you were looking.
I saw something that was void.
yeah, there was voids, and if it says voids here, they really were. I'm seeing right off here on this check number 2931. It's got it listed in here twice. But I don't know if that's the difference. I would have to. And there it is again. Do we know what?
That's maybe what it was. So maybe there's just a duplication.
Let me get my calculator.
So if you want to take this, we can just come back to it.
Well, let's
We'll
hold
come
off
back
on
towards
that.
the end.
Because I mean, we can't do our, we can do our reconciliation because those are the balances essentially the end of the month going into this month.
Yeah, let's do the reconciliation here.
All right, so for our account reconciliation at the end of June, in the First Bank of Burn operating account, we had $588,797.44. In the First Bank of Burn Gold account, it was $376,316.13. Bank of New York, $335,504.69. And the Bank of New York Project 5 account, it was $859,003.50. The reconciliations at the end of July, those same accounts, the First Bank of Burn operating account at the end of July had $586,198.62. First Bank of Burn Gold account with $345,866.80. Bank of New York had $253,887.28. And the Bank of New York Project 5 account had $656,814.09.
And what was Bank of New York, the regular Bank of New York?
The regular Bank of New York at the end of July was $253,887.28.
28 cents.
Yes, 28. So now this has, I'm assuming that it's also got all of the vouchers that we're kind of discussing here for the end of July. So
These areas.
if we want to make a motion on these, the bank reconciliation, I guess that would be subject to revision if there is an issue with some of the claims.
I'm okay with the 2 hours.
The June and July or just the June?
Okay with the June.
Okay,
Want to make a motion for the June.
yeah, I'll make a motion to approve the June reconciliation.
The June, you said?
Yeah,
I second.
Okay, motion by Nate, second by Dion for the June reconciliation. Is there all in favor?
aye.
Okay. We can come back to July when she's
Yeah,
done some figuring here real quick. And
yeah, I'll just pass that
So I make a
around.
note that John Summers wasn't in on that vote.
Yes. Since he
Sure.
was absent.
Well, I think we have to.
it's 5-0, John Summers was out.
You know, is this low
Be realistic.
He's got a call he's on.
Okay, so
Handle that. So,
is there any SRF disbursements or anything like that?
Say, nobody sent me anything.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Don't have to worry about that. There should have been, but we can go to the superintendent.
yeah. let's get this
Nate.
on.
We'll start your report.
Yeah, first thing is, I had Shannon come down, and discuss too, so myself and Jane have been discussing about her position, pretty in depth, here lately about a replacement for her, in the near future. Right now, we have projected that her retirement date will be like December 6th. And with that, with the possibility of this project 6 coming on board, discussing on trying to find somebody to maybe have a start date 1st of November. That way some training can be done, and discussing with, Shannon with insurance and benefits and things like that, that could roll over because even if they started in November, they don't actually take on any insurance, till the 1st of December. So I just want to bring this to your guys' attention that I think it is something that we need to start discussion on. Cause I don't want to get to November and not have a replacement for her. And then we're sitting there with a project going on and nobody in the office to be able to handle questions and things like that. Now, I'm not saying I'm not going to be in there. I'm just saying that when Jane was gone with her back surgery, I had to run the office and be able to do anything out in the field. And with new projects coming on, there's a lot of phone calls and a lot of people coming in to talk. So I just feel like it's something that we need to get on now, sooner than later, on the discussion of it. And I've sat down with Shannon this morning and discussed what her thoughts were on that too, to see how maybe we move forward with this. We do have an Indeed account. I want to say we have a job description already. We might just have to tweak that a little bit, but I do know that we have the hiring committee, which is, I want to say Shannon, John, and Nate. Oh, no, Jim. So I want to be prepared instead of waiting to the last minute to do it, bring it to your guys' attention. I know we've been talking about it a little bit, just bringing it up, but I think we got a lot on our plate coming up here soon with the rate study, with possibly a new project starting. I don't want to get this on the back burners and then we're trying to move too quick on getting something. And just want to get your guys' opinion on it too, because like me and Jane have talked, we have discussed like going part-time, but with a new project coming on, and also if we get the right candidate, is part-time, that might only be a year of part-time, and then we're right back to where we're at. So just want to get your guys' opinion on it and discuss what your guys' thoughts are here and how we proceed moving forward with Shannon and getting some of the stuff done.
When will we know
Couple weeks.
if we are gonna be doing a project?
we think we'll know about the funding at the end of August. Based upon everything we've heard, Shannon.
Okay.
So soon.
Cause I mean, it could be like we were last year, we didn't get it.
I think we're in a much more favorable spot to get an offer of money at the end of August.
Right.
And I did speak with Baker Tilly today. They were submitting what their requesting of the grants and stuff was all sent in today. And I spoke with Ian there about what the next steps are. We actually did reach out to them. Last Thursday, me and Ben had a meeting with them about worst case, best case scenarios with grants and loans. And what does that look like for the district? If we don't get enough grants, how does that work on our increase? I mean, our monthly rate to our customers. And we've got a number now that we have to target, or our rate study just isn't gonna work, that we're paying for already. So we've got, and that doesn't mean that we can't I hate saying it like this, but if you have to drop one of those 3 contracts to make it work, that's just, we can't do it on loans alone. That's not what we're here to do, raise rates to do a project, So it really gonna depend on what SRF and, I do believe Baker Tilly, they're really good at what they do. This is what they do. So they're gonna be able to try to negotiate if it doesn't meet our requirement. What we can and can't do, So I have confidence in that there's money there. It's just how much grants are we gonna get? So, we did submit for 5 million in grant. So now cross our fingers, we get that. That's the maximum that you can request. Doesn't mean that's what they're gonna give us. So,
Very unlikely.
but we do also have a number that we need to have to do all 3 projects.
So we might
They're gonna pump out some additional information here, either yet today or.
Yeah.
So.
but that doesn't mean you can't do 2 of the 3 instead of.
Yeah,
We've-
there's all kinds of iterations of the Shannon.
We started that way.
Yeah. We didn't do 33 when we did Pleasant Mills. And we went right past.
Bobo.
I just think we're in a favorable spot on their list. And again, I just think we're gonna get a grant offer, it's just how much.
Right.
As long as we're able to be flexible with the grant offer to the project, I think that's gonna be what's gonna be critical, is that they don't say, here's an amount of money, but you have to do these projects. Well, that dictates the entire rates. If they give us a set amount of money, then we can apply it to the priority projects. And it keeps within our rate structure. 'Cause I'm not interested in redoing the rate structure again and rate study
And
again.
just to furthermore say, we had to give this additional information back to SRF by the 15th of August, which is tomorrow. And supposedly in the next couple of weeks, they're gonna figure out who can go and who can't. We're in a very favorable position because you guys authorized that pre-engineering. So we can even close as soon as the end of the year. So we have some things going for us. It's just depends on how the other entities move forward. So.
And also in favor to us too is they can show if we don't get this amount in grants, we've got to raise our rates. And that can be beneficial towards us too, when SRF's looking like they're going to raise their rates that kind of money just to do it. It just doesn't make sense, So that could be helpful on that end also.
Well, that's part of the response is what would the post-project user rate be depending on X, Y, and Z.
We're August.
Right.
The first time we could take action would be theoretically September. When would we even be able to advertise a project? Probably not until after September to try to get bids in the end of October.
Early October.
Early,
Yeah.
21 day minimum bid window, but still,
They have to move immediately after.
Yeah.
Labor Day, so we get good news.
if we get good news, we're gonna have to move incredibly fast to try to get that locked in and still close in that order.
And it sounds like a long time, but it's really pretty fast.
It is. I mean, that's what I'm looking at going like, how are we gonna go
Well,
from
we started back.
not
in
a
the
funding
days.
to closing is,
Well, and
It was tough.
we did that on project 4 and 5, we
Yeah.
closed in December. I mean, the bids were awarded in December, project started in January. So, I mean, this isn't the first time we've been in this.
well, I guess the part of my question then is to Ben, when could you be bid ready?
First September date.
1st of September, okay, that's a.
We've had this
so
discussion.
This number, okay, that, the date's already been
Yeah.
kind of,
There.
I want to, it's like, okay, so you
Yeah.
could be ready 1st of September if we get the word. All right.
Yeah.
So are these grants, these are grants, right?
Well, that's what we're hoping
We're
for.
hoping for mostly grant, John, but it'd be some loan too. It might be a good loan, longer term, lower interest
Yeah.
rate.
And we have those numbers where we've got to be on grants compared to loans. And like he just said, there are different loans with longer loans that lower interest rates. I mean, Baker Tilly is getting us every option. It's just knowing how much we're getting in grants.
So if we get a grant and we say, well, we want to take any loans, we'll just use the grant to do a couple of the projects. Is that possible?
I don't know if we can work at that angle, John, but we'll have to take Baker Tilly's advice on how we proceed, I guess.
That was gonna be maybe a follow-up question is, I know we have our numbers in terms of where we want to be, loans versus grants. So if we don't get that and we can't move forward, just using the grant funding for some smaller projects, do we just use the money? And it goes to somebody else, or, I mean, does that, I mean, that probably doesn't-
Conceivably, if we didn't move forward
That
at all, Dion, yes.
right, so. Yeah.
And just as a further aside in this conversation, we ran the numbers on total project costs for the 3 areas that we were targeting. And it's about $6.1 million to do everything. And that's all in, all the engineering through the end of the project. And again, it nets us about another, I don't know, it's another 100 or so customers, more like 140 a year. So it's not a big project regardless. So that's driving rate to, or will, good.
We're running out of the big target areas. I mean,
No, I understand.
now we're looking at the areas that are maybe a little further out that then need our help. And can we get there? And does it make sense? I mean, I've talked to a lot of people. I've been meeting people on these projects to kind of get some plans together. Preliminary engineering plans, where we can put stuff, how we're gonna do this, and meeting with some of the future customers too. On getting some things down so when that deadline comes, we're ready. I mean, so it's,
Well, I just want to be prepared that depending on what the funding response is from SRF, I mean, obviously there's the wish list, but if they come back with something significantly less than that,
Yeah.
you got 3 project areas, where are we gonna hit? What
Yeah,
can we
that's-
do? Stay within our rates, and then those next 2 or 1 that's left over becomes the first one, next one up. And so
well, the biggest thing.
we've operated that way.
Yeah.
For
The,
years now.
the biggest thing out of these 3 projects, to do the one project, you gotta do the other project. And the upgrade to the line project, project A, that one, that's gonna be hard to get funding on itself because there's
There's no customers.
It
10
exists.
customers, So if you can't do the one, you can't do the other. So then that just leaves us with the one.
Well,
So, and that's where we're setting, I mean, I'm not saying right, wrong, or indifferent. I would love to just do that project because that's a huge crucial deal to the district is getting that up.
We're gonna have to raise our rates no matter what we do.
Yeah, no, when we did this, we based it on the rate study that they've already given us.
Okay,
So it's not raising off of that. That's the grant amount that tells us that if we go under that on the grant, if we stay where we need to be, what number he gave me on the grant today, we don't have to touch the rate study to do the project.
But rates will be going up.
Rates are going up regardless.
Because of
That's where I'm
operation.
at.
But I wanted to make sure, what is that barrier there that says to do this project, we need this amount to not mess with the plan in place for the rate increase already. So it doesn't have to go up any more than what it already
So it
is.
doesn't matter, the rates goes up no matter what we
It's-
do,
Yes, but I don't want it to go up any more than it has to,
right?
just to do
I
a
agree with
project.
that.
That's my mindset with it.
So
So
when are we gonna do that?
when we find out what,
We specifically delayed, John, just so we could find out this info before we make a move.
I mean, I don't want it to go up dollars if it change it to go up a couple cents, you know, that's one thing compared to the dollar amount.
Oh, we were talking about 100.
But that was supposed, I mean, come 2026, the beginning of 2026, it was supposed to go to 102 or whatever their
Yeah.
suggestion was. Well, we didn't do anything in 25 here.
Right.
And now we're gonna go under what is supposed to be in 26 already, so we gotta look at that too. I mean, we're only 4 months away from that, 3.5 months away from where we're already setting it lower than what we were going to according to their plan.
The
So,
last customer bills that I sent out, I've been telling them to expect a rate increase in September, because that's what we had thought earlier this summer. So I probably need to update that to something more reasonable. And I don't know what that would be. I'm not giving them any numbers, or I'm just telling them,
Yeah.
but September, it's not gonna happen, so.
and we've been talking about this long enough that people know it's coming. So it's not like we're getting phone calls and everything else. Actually, a couple of the people that were calling month after month, when's it going up, have kind of stopped. I think they've just accepted the fact that, hey, it's coming. Now, we just have to make it a day, you know, there's too many things that came into play since then. That's delayed it even more. So, and then on top of that,
Get back on track with the Jane situation.
yeah, do you guys have?
Thanks, Noah, for keeping us on.
Yeah, why don't you come up here and sit down? I mean, your guys' thoughts, I mean, I've got Shannon here. Is there a direction, or do we wanna see what happens, or?
I think we need to start.
I got a couple questions. One, do we have the money under our current 2025 budget to pay for the overlap? Make sure that we're covered for that if we do make a decision. And do we want to make a decision about this ahead of the advertisement of the project? Since we're talking about the project, it sounds like they're kind of like downstream of each other. I mean, I'm all for having some sort of a training period between one and the other. The county has been doing, I mean, Shannon can correct me if I'm wrong, I think they've done 2 weeks as a training period before, but they've also done for certain key positions longer, but I don't think council's ever approved from the county perspective anything over 4 weeks of a training period. And that was with a deputy auditor to the county, so.
Nate and I looked at the calendar today, and assuming that Jane's last day is the end of December, or the beginning of December, that first full week, which is December 5th. I thought that November 3rd would be a good date to have somebody come in, because, I mean, you've got Thanksgiving in there, you've got Veterans Day in there, so you have some time that, you know, nobody works the day before Thanksgiving, right? So you have some days that won't be accounted for, but then, you know, the last day, if she takes any PTO or if there's a celebration, there's just a lot going on in that time frame. So I thought that those solid 4 weeks would be good, assuming that you're probably not gonna get a week of productivity out of either one of them due to holidays, whatever the case may be. Was my suggestion. And if that's the suggestion that you like and take, then I would recommend that you start recruiting the last full week of September. Post it for 2 weeks, and then give yourself about 3-ish weeks to do interviews, all that fun stuff. And then somebody else could put in their notice if they need to, but that's the timeline that we looked at. We can adjust it if you need to.
So we could make that decision in the September meeting after we would know if we got funded or not.
I think that would work out well.
I think that's probably the way we need to handle it, because if it is that all of a sudden we don't get funded, we ain't doing that, we could at least look at hiring part-time for that too then.
Possibly, yeah.
And Deanna had a good point, as saying that the personnel committee probably should meet too in the meantime between now and the September meeting, just to make sure that we're good shape
Right.
there.
So Nate,
Every-
you
every-
had questioned if there was money in the budget for a second.
Yeah,
employee to
Trying to bring
apply.
on the second employee.
It looks like, I think as of the end of July, our direct labor for 2025 should be about, making sure, about $13,000. We'll spend $13,000 less than what the budget had. So there would be money in there.
Actually, he's been gone for 2 months, so they're.
Well, but you could also look in your budget, you know, towards the end of the year, and or at least even now, kind of project that you're gonna have, you know, excess funds in excess or funds in excess of what you budgeted, that you're running, you know, below budget on a number of items, so you literally have the money to pay for it. And that, you know, that's all gonna be dealt with in 2025, and it doesn't affect your financing or project for 2026.
Well, we're gonna do a rate increase some point here in 2025, whether it be October, November, December. So
Yep.
we're gonna have a couple months of increased rate even above and beyond that. So I'm not
Good.
concerned about that transitionary period overlapping. I think we'll be fine. I think if the personnel committee can just meet, I think, you know, Nathan needs to be in that, and share more concerns based upon what you have, and then Nathan can, you know, and then bring a recommendation back to the board. I think that would be helpful versus the whole board trying to make a decision whether we're going to do.
Agreed.
Give us a plan, we'll approve it or not, so.
I think if we can sit down and meet with you and Shannon,
Yeah,
personnel committee.
yeah, just give me a date and I can make it work. I mean, I just wanted to bring this up because this is what we need to do instead of we'll do it
Right.
next month and then we're another month behind. So no, I mean, I've talked to Jane. I hate losing her. I really do. But our biggest thing is even if there isn't a project going on, there's so much maintenance that we need to do that me and Noah are trying to do. But even then, I mean, we're staying pretty busy.
I don't think you need to get somebody in the office no matter what.
Yeah.
You got 2 guys supposed to be out doing the work, somebody doing the paperwork.
So. Okay, any other discussion on that, you guys?
So the personnel committee is gonna meet before our next meeting. Decide what kind of steps we need to take for,
We'll bring that to the board.
yeah, and then we bring it to the board. And hopefully we act on that at the board meeting of what we're gonna do
Right.
on September 11th. See, that's what, you know, it's what about with all this stuff is our board meeting isn't until September 11th, and what do we have to have in place to say, bam, we've got this money or not, whatever, how do we proceed with it right on? So we ain't waiting, oh God, we gotta wait 2 weeks for this, and then we're losing ground.
But I think when you, you know, figure out what that, overlap cost is going to be, it sounds like we've already got that money in the budget where it is.
I don't think if we get new projects, it's gonna matter one way or the other of hiring somebody.
Right.
I don't think so.
You want me to send my availability too?
Send it to me and then I'll reach out to these guys.
I can't just make it work whatever day it is.
Well, you
What do you
can
mean?
for us.
You run that place, right?
Thanks.
Thank you, Shannon.
Thank you.
Y'all.
Okay, back to the topic at hand. So Project 5 updates, ran through some stuff. Cliff Lake South, I want to say, I've been contacting I want to get your guys' opinion on the people that have not hooked up yet. I do have a couple contractors that are working on them. But it's septic system time right now. It's crunch time for them. So it's kind of been on the back burner. they acknowledge that they're behind. They know that they need done. It's nothing on the homeowner themselves. Now, there are a handful or two that I don't have any contractor, I don't have anything for them. Should we, or do I send those letters out saying, I don't have a contractor listed for you and this needs done?
Have they all paid their permit fees for this?
So we just charge it to their monthly account.
Okay, so that's kind of
So-
on the table.
But they've been paying that?
There's one that hasn't. I saw on that sheet that liens have been filed. I don't know. Well, I mean, if not, we just file a lien because that was the problem. We get out, we didn't have the paperwork for them. Oh, I forgot to pay that. I'll run up there and pay it. So we just started adding it to their monthly bill to $75. So if they don't pay their bill, yeah, and a lot of people wanted that. Just put it on my bill and I'll pay it, you know? So we started doing that back sunny before Oakwood.
I think you just give them a little notice saying, hey,
Yeah.
what's your problem? You gotta be thinking about getting hooked up.
Yeah.
We need a contractor.
Here's
I
a
think-
list.
I think you put a date on it, so you gotta
Yeah.
have it
We need,
turned into who your contractor is or whatever by this day.
Or have your contractor contact me, you know?
I think you give them 15 days.
I think that's a good idea.
And if we don't get a response, board will have to refer to the
Right.
district's attorney for connection enforcement.
I think that should be in the letter as well.
Yeah. I think we have a connection letter of something of that status
We
already.
do.
So I just want to go through. I was contacting some of the contractors today to say, okay, are you done? How many more you got? And I'm going down through the list. You know, we've got our to-do list yet. Some of them have been done. We just haven't crossed it off. We've updated that. And I mean, there's just some people, we've got some on Clems Lake South that, we've discussed with Mark, or I've sat down with Mark, that aren't gonna do anything.
How many would you say we're talking about in total of?
Of the last project, Clems Lake South and Magley, 20, Noah, roughly. So not a ton, and of them 20, probably 6 or 7 of them have contractors we're just waiting on. Honestly, we have more or less one contractor that has a majority of them left. And it isn't gonna be one of those things where I can call up another contractor and he's gonna say, hey, take 5 of these things, get them out of my hands. I've got enough going on, you know? But normally they're 1-day projects, you know? So it's not like it's just pulling them off of another job to come and do another job.
Yeah, but you've got 20 connections that need to be made. That's a month's worth of work and with okay weather. That's a lot of different days, nose to tail, if you've got one contractor across all these. And you've got 6 or 7 out of 20 customers, so.
Yeah.
I would say that the
think there
letter
comes
needs
a
to
time
go
where
out.
we tell the contractor he's gotta get it going too.
Yeah.
Well, they're being billed.
And the one lady from the Preble one finally got her funding through USDA to do. It only took, 4 years?
Sounds about right.
That was from Project 3. Yeah, she finally got funding through USDA, and I probably put way more work into that than I should have ever done.
So Nathan, you should have just made her connection for her and you would have had less effort into it.
Probably.
All right.
Live the process.
Value is what I'm hearing.
I was like, look, we're gonna file suit against her if you don't give me an answer. Well, USDA cut half of their employees and everything, and we don't have no funding. And I said, well, I'm gonna sue her. And as soon as I said that, I got an email. Yeah, we're gonna fund her.
Well,
Like, I
maybe-
should have said that 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, what the heck? Like,
Let's start off with that.
now I know. Learn from that,
What sort
right?
of threat do I need to send to USDA?
We did get a company that reached out to me and came into the office. and sat down with me, Jane and Noah. This is like a third party type deal where with the USDA, we only have that one option to give to customers on help on funding. This company, I don't know a lot about them. I mean, more or less what they'll do is give personal loans to the homeowners that they just asked if we would be okay as a district to offer this service to the customers that maybe cannot afford. I mean, they got a business card, so they must be a little legit, but they actually will more or less take over the connection, hire whoever we really recommend to them. And then that homeowner goes through them. I mean, we have nothing to do with it other than offering this service to the customer that can't afford to do it on their own. I mean, they can take out a small loan. Instead of just going to the bank and getting it, these guys kind of, I don't know more than, I mean.
It was something to do with, they had ties to, was it like Howard County? They were kind of over like the Kokomo, Muncie area.
Yeah.
Something that they realized that a lot of people didn't want to fund, like sewer connections basically. So I don't know how they got started.
They actually took over a sewer district that was more or less couldn't sustain their sewer district. And they've taken it over and contracted everything to do it now. And
somehow they figured out that there was a hole in the funding, so they third party.
But they just asked if somebody were to ask, is it okay for us to say, you know what, hey, you can contact these people, we have nothing to do with it. Because with USDA cutting over half of their employees, firing them all just out of the blue, there's no funds there. And honestly, as long as I can remember, even before my time here at the district, there's only been one or two people that's ever been approved for the USDA loan.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta be eating the dirt in your backyard to be able to get funded for something like that. So, and we're always asked, well, how do I pay for this, I mean,
is there appetite in the local banking industry to provide these sort of,
well, that's the banking.
I know, well, I'm kind of, without pointing them out,
Asking.
yeah. Just talking to the ceiling here, gee, it'd be great if the local banks had something. I just would be really concerned about turning our customers over to a loan shark. I don't want to be putting a customer who's in a bad situation into a worse one.
Yeah, but what's worse is getting a suit filed against you for not hooking up through the district when we're suing them then. I mean, I just want to give some type of option.
Yeah.
And I'd be more than happy to work with our local banks on that type of stuff, but.
I mean, if there's local options of where we've got established businesses and reputations that are there, that would be more, I think that'd be an easier pill to swallow. And I think our customers would be more inclined to go down that road, but not knowing it, I don't know. I mean, there's nothing to stop our customers from going to whoever to finance these things.
What's the average cost for a hookup?
Say $1,500 to $2,500.
It'd be nice if the community foundation could do something.
Yeah.
To help.
And I know we've sent people to township trustees. We've sent them to those type of places, and I don't know whatever happens with those. I don't know. I've never really had anybody reach back out and say, hey, yeah, that was great. They helped me, or they didn't do a dang thing for me,
I just don't want to see customers pay $4,000 for a $2,000 hookup.
Yeah.
And
that's what I'm
interest.
saying.
Well, and here's the thing with it.
25%
90% of the people that are coming and asking those questions are people that are on fixed incomes. I mean, that's the hard part for me is I mean, this little old lady only gets this amount of money a month and she's struggling as it is. And that's where, I mean, but she owns 1,200 acres. USDA says absolutely not. But, I mean, I don't know. It's just.
Yeah. Money poor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd have to see Nate.
Yeah. I mean, and this kind of reminds me of something that we had discussed early on in the district was setting up a revolving loan fund within the district where we finance this and just add to the cost per month for the financing of those connections, where we would do that and then just take the bill and then add a percent for 5 years against the property and just built that in, we finance that at a fixed rate. That was something I think that was discussed. We didn't pursue it because there really wasn't a large enough area to put that into the ordinance. But if we had the cash balance to finance it, because you're talking about a low number of those.
I think that would probably.
But if you offer it though, there's gotta be some type of, I mean, because you offer that, everyone's gonna be like, oh yeah, I wanna do that.
Put it on the bill
Yes.
and lock it in. So we would have to know what sort of cash balance we had, and first come, first serve, or a certain level, then you're playing township trustee, trying to see who qualifies or doesn't.
Well, and
qualify
that's
for
the
that.
thing, like what
Yeah.
kind of,
I think that was,
So-
going through that was part of the reason I think we decided not to go down that road. It wasn't beneficial enough.
So if we would do something like that and they don't pay their bills, is that a lienable?
It'd be the same thing as putting it in they would have to sign the same sort of agreement that we would have for any of these. We would just be increasing their bill for whatever the finance period would be.
My thought is you do that, and people don't have any money in the first place.
Yeah.
You're gonna end up eating it.
yeah, and then.
If it's an expense that the district pays, then we could
Yeah.
lean.
Yeah, we can't default on the loan. The bank,
The bank can't default on because.
But we would probably have
Yeah.
them
Yeah.
sign an agreement.
bank gonna repossess the house over
Yeah, they
$2,000
can't repossess the
loan.
sewer pit.
That sounds like.
It's a personal loan.
Yeah.
I just don't see us being in a loan business.
I don't like it.
That's a slippery slope.
I just feel like everybody's gonna be like, yeah, I'll do that. and
Why
then
wouldn't you?
Sell the house with a lien that there's
Then we get a bunch.
$10,000 lien on the property and. I don't
No,
know.
it would have to be an agreement that is signed, that is in recordable form, that would be recorded,
Yeah.
okay, in the chain of title. So we wouldn't rely just upon filing liens after the fact. It would have to be a reimbursement agreement in recordable form that we record, and it shows up just like a mortgage or anything else. If they go to sell the house, it gets paid.
Yeah.
So that can be done.
Noah could start hooking them up.
Another $3,000 a tap. I don't understand how that.
How many diehard, I'm not gonna hookups do we have out there we're dealing with? Would you
I've got-
say?
I've got one, I've got a complaint prepared, we're gonna file. So.
I got one there, and then there's some from other projects that haven't done it yet either, but it's,
Half a dozen?
not even.
Okay, that's just what I'm wondering.
I mean, there's a couple here and there that haven't done it, and I mean,
But they're being billed, those accounts are being billed and liens are being filed.
Okay.
we got our vac trailer. Pretty sweet. Old Blue, she struggles though. Noah's blue truck, boy, you can't put much on it. We were able to use it one time so far. City of Monroe had called, they had an issue down by Burn. We helped them out with it. It was more or less us trying to figure the machine out too.
You gotta play with their new toy.
Yeah. It's gonna be very useful. I mean, I just gotta have a truck to pull it right now, cause I've got about 6 or 7 things for it already on the list to do. We got 20 pumps so far. We went and got the flatbed trailer the other day, so SRF has sent some checks out. So waiting to hear from other sales guys on when they get their checks. But we received 2 reimbursement checks so far.
Yeah, total of $52,000, I believe.
Yeah, so we received those reimbursements already in our office. The trailer was paid for. I've reached out to all the other companies that we had purchased stuff from to see if they've received them yet. And I mean, with being bigger companies, I haven't seen them yet. I haven't come across my desk, but it doesn't go across their desk, it goes through their financing, or their payroll or pay area. So waiting to hear back from them, but we know some checks have been wrote, which is good, because I talked to talked to Ben on last Thursday and Friday, or Thursday evening, I get a phone call that they received a check, so, that's good. So the building, they have spent a day of cleaning it out. We did put the vac trailer in that building. That is inside, because our building is full. We're not putting much more in there. Not sure when they're gonna get back on cleaning the other one out. I mean, they, 2 dump trucks and a trash truck full, and can't really tell very much that there was stuff taken out yet, so,
Is their stuff more valuable than ours?
no.
Because that, you know, I mean, oh, what do we protect? I understand trying to be good neighbors with the city and everything like that, but if we got something we really gotta protect versus something that ain't worth protecting.
Yeah.
Is that an impetus?
I already drafted a letter to Ian. I spoke to Ian Razzo about it. The city, I just drafted a letter. It's going out to her. She's gonna use that letter to fight a fire.
Good.
So it's moving. There are some stuff that we would like to maybe try to do before we start putting a bunch of stuff in there, getting it pressure washed, cleaned up, organized a little bit to where we can grab our shelves and put it in there. I don't know what all they're taking and what all they're leaving. I mean, they don't really have, according to the guys that were cleaning it, they don't know where they're putting all this stuff. So there might be some shelves and stuff that are just staying in there, you know? You guys can have. Well, yeah, that would be great, but you know, they're all, I mean, they should have done it last winter when the guys are standing around and not having a lot to do. Now the mower guys are out every day. They're working on their aerators today. That's why Josh isn't here. I mean, they're trying to get projects finished up while it's still nice out, and they just don't have the manpower to go over there and start hauling stuff out. So I don't know. I mean, they're all well aware of my frustration with it. But we got a lawnmower coming yet. We've got a bunch of stuff. I mean, all them parts and pieces. There's a ton of stuff coming. I've kind of held off on getting them guys to deliver that stuff. I don't have nowhere to put it. I mean, my back shop area where all of our parts and stuff are, that's full. And we're gonna triple it. So, I mean, me and Noah's gone over there and we've looked at where we would like to put stuff. I mean, organized to where we can do all of the stuff, and absolutely, we've got a plan. It's just, I wouldn't mind going in there and painting the office area or the shop area that's heated and stuff, because right now it's like a dark gray. Lighten that thing up so we can see when we need to work on stuff. So that's where we're at with the building. We've been working on a couple issues with some grinder pumps, and we got Arcadia working again for now. Crossing our fingers that all stays working. Emergency locates have kind of picked up a little bit after our locates and stuff we've been doing. Had one Saturday. I know Noah had one, last night or Tuesday night. So we're keep moving forward with stuff, trying to do more maintenance, but spent almost 2 days out on one grinder trying to figure it out. And when it comes to electrical stuff and them circuit boards, I think we know more than the manufacturer does about them. So, but we're working through it. Noah, anything?
It ain't this building, that's the city of Decatur building we're talking about?
No, it's a sewer district building. We own it.
Oh, it's in Decatur someplace?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know, okay.
We've owned it for 3 years now.
I didn't know you had it, I didn't realize. It's not big enough to hold all your stuff, it's not large enough yet.
Well, we got one of the buildings, but we need the other building.
Well, there are 2 buildings, okay. You got one.
I texted Brooke here. I'm gonna add another paragraph to our letter to tell the city to get a hold of you right away, start a transition plan. I mean, even if they're, so what that they're busy, there's no reason why we can't have somebody go out there and say, okay, you can start moving in here. We'll get this stuff moved over, something.
Even if it's like, it's been there 3 years, I guess we'll auction it off.
You know, there's no reason to wait until they're ready to move everything out. They can start
That's what I'm thinking, you know, if you tell me they got a couple dump trucks or something in there, we got mowers and back your dump truck out and let us
Let
put
it
it in
sit
there.
outside, I don't
Well,
care.
heck, they've had these mats for the workout room down in here for what, 2 years sitting in there? I mean, on pallets that just sit there. It's like, you know, there's a garage door there that we could back something in and pumps or, I mean, I've got it.
Well, we gotta know about it.
Yeah.
Now we know about it, so.
Well, they need to have somebody get hold of you, get over there and say, okay, yes, we can move this, we can move this, we can get this out, let's come up with something. Start making
You get this
progress.
shit.
Or tell them it'll be sitting at the curb for big trash day, they can pick it up themselves.
We got a skid loader. We can start moving stuff.
Who owned this thing before you guys bought it? Who owned it?
Decatur.
City of Decatur, okay.
But yeah, it's just, I mean, I've got all them grinder pits sitting outside in the sun, fiberglass. And they,
That ain't
no,
good.
I need those things inside.
All right, yeah, we got a letter going. We'll get it figured out.
I think that's, unless you guys got any questions for me, that's, also, been working with Dion a little bit. Had a little meeting with him yesterday about, me and Jane did on some of the paperwork and things like that, which thank you, Dion. Very helpful on that stuff. I mean, I'm still learning a lot of that stuff. And getting more involved with it to understand it. So when you're looking at a lot of numbers and stuff, how much comes in and goes out and everything, budgeting and stuff. I'm definitely interested in it. It's just, it's not something that I've done in the past a lot of. So having somebody like Dion to guide us through that and working with Jane on a lot of it too, both of them have been very helpful on that and making me understand. I'm no banker. So.
Only questions I have on the, your report, Nate, is
Yeah.
under, treatment, sewage treatment under gallons. Just looking at, Lynn Grove,
Yeah.
looks like the monthly average treatment was 144, and now we're 190 or 194. June 250, July 279. Are there more people coming online, or do we have an inflow issue?
Well, that's the thing. We have looked at Lynn Grove, the gravity. That's normally where we have issues, is where we see that. We're not seeing it on our daily flows there. Everything's fine there. So, and I got with our calibration guy to go ahead and recalibrate the flow meters to see what's going on, if that's the case. We started downloading grinders down there to see what's going on, but to have that much, I mean, them grinders, I mean, we've been dry.
There's not
Yeah.
that many grinders
Yeah,
down.
so it doesn't make a lot of sense on why. So, I mean, I get a daily Snapchat of runtime on that lift station at Lynn Grove, and that has not changed. So it's gotta be from there back to the treatment or back to the flow meter. But I mean, and we've drove that, we go down there 3 times a week to log the hours. Now I get the hours every day on my computer, and I'm very religious about looking at those to make sure things are consistent. Run times are the same and they're all the same. So I want to get those things calibrated to see what's going on.
Something's off.
And there's no hole in it anywhere, because you'd see the crap boiling up on the top of the ground, because them pumps will, I mean, those are 40 some horsepower pumps. You're gonna have a geyser in someone's field of black gold, and it ain't gonna be oil. So it doesn't make sense where it's coming from, and there's no grinders that are running that much.
Okay,
So,
I figured you guys were looking at that.
oh yeah,
Same thing on the, well, we had on Mercer, it looks like, on Mercer line, 24 average,
and you
1,035.
see where it went down?
But yeah, then June and July, it's going down, so
You know why? Because
What?
we fixed it.
Good. That's what I was wondering. That's good.
We found the problem
Found
and
it.
fixed it.
Same, well, then, Winchester, is that because new people
Yep.
coming on?
Yep.
All right,
Yeah, that was that
Depends on what-
Winchester extension there,
okay, I figured.
from pre-stress going down.
And then Belmont, same thing, people,
Belmont, yep, that went up, because that was all a 224 Clems Lake South project.
okay, so those people were coming online,
Yep,
gotcha. And then 224 West, same thing,
yes, that's Magley jumping in there.
gotcha, okay.
Yep. So those are normal. Now Lynn Grove, that's been the big question mark that we've been
All right.
discussing and trying to figure out.
Right, okay. And are we paying the new city rates now, the first tier increase in city rates?
Yeah, this whole year we
I
have
thought so. Okay,
Yeah.
when the second tier drops
January 1.
of 26?
Yep.
All right.
And that's where we got to figure out. So in our ordinance, it says that they can only raise it 10% a year. So we did 10% in 25. And then it was raising a total of 24%. So are we doing 10 and 26 or are we doing the 14 and 26? Or is it going to be a 3-year increase of 10, 10, 4? So that's a question I think you as the attorney needs to ask Decatur, because in our ordinance, it says, in our agreement with Decatur, it says 10% a year.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
that's something we got to look at.
we gotta get that sorted out. I think that's,
What about the electrical usage? Arcadia seemed to be the one that's, I mean, huge, but it's double what 22 and 23 are.
Well-
Did we add on or did we have a
Well,
problem? or-
Bobo and I mean,
Okay.
more coming in when we hooked up
Okay. that's what-
33.
Okay, that's
Um,
good.
That would be the big,
When you're pumping water, it also takes extra.
yeah, when you're doing 1,000,000 gallons to 700,000 gallons, makes a little bit of difference. And those pumps run about 11 minutes a cycle. So, I mean, we get a lot of water coming in there. Between that one and Monmouth, there's a lot of water that come through those 2 lift stations because those are the main ones that bring it all back to town.
Thank you.
up to Ben.
No, not much to report outside of the news on the funding. We did meet with Baker Tilly last Thursday and had a good discussion with them on how we're gonna respond here yet this week. We think we'll know more in a couple weeks. We have predicated a schedule to close on funding based upon a good number we would get back from SRF. And the timeline, even though it's months, you know, it takes time for us to, you know, introduce rates, adopt rates, close on, get the thing bid, see bids. So while it seems like it's months away, it'll be here before we know it. I did also meet with the new projects committee, was that a week ago, maybe?
Sometime Thursday.
Yeah, it was first last week. And we went over all 3 of the projects in detail. And we made some changes based upon some stuff we saw on the plans. We also, I had one of my guys come down and meet with Nathan over at the Winnicott School, just because we wanted to figure it out how they were operating, which was more convoluted than I even could have imagined. They've got a lot going on over there with their big mounds and whatnot, but we've got a game plan on where we could set our facilities and then intercept what they're sending to us. And, we're in a position to be ready to bid come September, assuming we hear good news. So we are ready. It's just a matter of, you know, getting the numbers that we need to move forward.
So you got the specs for the bidding though. I mean, if someone says, hey, you've got this much money, so I'm ready to go, we can let bids. You're ready to do that or you got more stuff you got to do?
Well, Jim, I said that in my staff meeting this morning and I got some groans, but yes.
Okay,
We're ready.
fair
And
enough.
we'll be.
And it can be bid in, you know, alternative fashion that we could take segments out if we need to.
Yes. In fact, we looked at specific alternates when we met a week ago, quite frankly. But it's sort of like Nathan said, we can't do the Winnicott project without upgrading the Monmouth Force main. So those 2 are tied together like a marriage. The other area is all sort of on its own, so that wouldn't necessarily have to happen. But, yeah, we're ready, Jim. I mean, as ready as we're gonna be. We still have some easement acquisition we need to do. And I just talked to Mark about it earlier today. So I'll get him that information here shortly so we can start working on land acquisition. But those are the big things. bidding, land acquisition, and permitting. And we should be good to go to close on funding in December. So,
Thank you.
pretty positive.
And I've talked to a lot of the contractors that's worked for us in the past, and they don't have a lot of boring work, so I could see where it could get pretty competitive.
Yeah,
get
there's
these guys
definitely,
working.
we've gotten, some of our contractors have reached out and asked if we're gonna do a project, so I do think we'll get interest. One last thing too, on the leftover monies that we were working on the spend down plan, that is completely done. So everything that we said we were gonna buy, we bought, and the money is slowly trickling out to our vendors. So all that's literally done. And there is some money left over, but there's still some engineering left to do, and so it'll get spent up, but we had, just reminder to everybody, we had monies left over from like 4 different loan series. And so they burned through the project 2, 3, and 4 monies, and then now they're just spending what's left on 5. And we were able to use all the interest that we got off the loan. So it's really been quite a bonanza of funding. And again, the district guys have gotten $500,000 plus worth of parts, equipment, pieces, pumps. So, I mean, it's been a heck of a haul.
We're setting really good. Well, like Dion asked yesterday, looking in the future, in the next year, what big ticket items are you worried about if something goes wrong? And I said, I really believe that we're setting very good. We've got a spare pump for every lift station. We've got, I mean, those are big ticket items. Some of those are $40,000, $50,000 a pop. So we have that stuff now to where I feel really comfortable if we have an issue, we're not grabbing into any of our our maintenance funds or into our accounts to, now's the building time. Let's keep building that up as much as possible because who knows if we're gonna get funding in the future, So I feel way more comfortable when it comes to that right now than I do other things. So.
That's all I've got though, unless there's a question.
All right, I'll update. So according to, we've got the project schedule. We've had several meetings on this with Baker Tilly and Ben and and them going back and forth with SRF. So the plan is to, at least I believe on the latest here, would be open bids October 2nd. Is that right?
That's what it calls.
Yep. And then so we've got a complete timeline laid out, and also those meetings included Randy Rampala from Barnes and Thornburg Bond Council, because there are obviously legal steps that we've got to take in order to secure the financing. Hopefully we'll find something out before the next meeting, because we're going to need to introduce a bond ordinance at your next meeting for this project. And we're going to most likely need to introduce the rate ordinance. And then so we'll introduce those. The rate ordinance then will be published and we'll have a public hearing to be acted upon, or the ordinance to be acted upon after the public hearing at the following meeting. And then once that's done, then there's a 30-day time period that has to pass after the adoption of the new rates before you can close on the loan. So all of those dates and deadlines we're factoring in. It may be a situation possibly that we need to hold some special meeting in order to, give us some more room in the timeline. If that's the case, we'll let you know and we'll get that scheduled.
I think we were planning, based upon the conversations we've had, guys, on introducing new rates in October after we would have received bids, and then adopting in November. And then there's the 30-day objection period, and then closing shortly thereafter.
Yeah, that's probably
That's
right.
what I thought I heard.
That's probably right. And we probably aren't introducing, because the bond ordinance is going to need to have enough coverage for whatever we're borrowing.
And they
So-
bank that into it.
Yeah, yep. So anyway, those items, we don't have any, action to take on those items today. The only other, thing that I would, and I think this has already been done. We've been talking about the rate study that we got from Baker Tilly now for the last 2 months. All of you gentlemen have that. We've talked about it here in our meeting. But I want to make sure, and I'd ask for a motion, to make that rate study from Baker Tilly that we've received and you've reviewed, and we've discussed here, make that rate study a matter of the board's record and that it be on file with the district's office to be viewed by anybody who wants to look at it. So I just ask for a motion to that effect.
I'll make that motion to put the new rate ordinance up for public as a matter of record.
I guess it'd be the rate study and report from Baker and Tilly.
Report.
Okay, all in favor, aye?
Okay, so yeah, and that's the rate study and report for Baker Tilly that you all have reviewed. That study and report is the report that you will base any new rate ordinance on.
Yeah.
To be introduced most likely in October.
Mark, did you say there'll be a public hearing at the October meeting and then the new rates would go into effect in later October?
We'll probably introduce a rate ordinance in October. There'll be a hearing in November.
Hearing in November.
And it'll be adopted if, they after a public hearing decide to adopt a new rate ordinance, that'd be adopted shortly after that or at that meeting. And then,
The hearing will be in November though.
yeah, and then we wouldn't have closing till sometime in December.
So the first potential bill that would be increased for our customers would be in December.
Most likely wouldn't it be until it would go out in January.
It'd be one or the other, December or January.
January to start.
Timing issue, but one of those, okay.
That would depend on the date of hearing.
And when you adopt that rate ordinance, you'll put an effective date. It will put an effective date in the ordinance for billing purposes.
And you're gonna have the hearing probably Riverside Center, a little more space.
I doubt it, probably here. I mean,
Right, okay, I didn't know. People know later.
We haven't had a whole lot of objections. Now we have a raise rates.
Oh, that's true. You might get 15.
Yeah, I think it'll probably be here.
You can get 90.
I would think. That's all you got?
Yeah, other than that, anything else? I told him we got that letter and I sent you a text. I want to add a paragraph to that letter about a transition plan and then to.
Okay, can we go back and do that?
I do have one other thing for Mark. I sent this morning to Brooke a list of connections for the Project 6 areas. And I think we need to get that notice that we're doing a project.
Yep.
And exemption paperwork out to those people.
Yep.
So
Was that list only for the Monmouth?
it had 3 different tabs.
Okay, I guess I only saw the Monmouth one. Okay.
But yeah, just because there's a time frame.
There is. Well, that starts, yeah, that's a notice that notifies of the project, what form it is, so we'll need to get that ready here. I mean, we have it, we don't have, a bond ordinance yet or a rate ordinance, but the board has indicated, well, I mean, we're gonna proceed, you're gonna go to bids. So I guess I'd ask for a motion from the board to authorize our office to send out the project notice to the potential, for the individuals who would be connecting, that the board has, approved going to bids on this project, and that if the project is approved, then they will be required to connect. And then it also says they have the right to file a claim that their property is exempt from connection. So that's a notice in forms that we'll send out, and we might as well get that process started now.
That's what I figured.
Can I get a copy of that so we know what's coming?
We'll
Question
copy,
wise,
yeah, we'll copy.
A copy of what?
that
The
letter.
notice that we sent out.
So Nathan, is that the properties listed under item A on the agenda? For the project
Yes,
6, okay.
those would be the project areas.
So that would be, okay, 200
North two hundred
Help me
East
understand
County
visually where
Road,
these are
north,
at.
what's that?
Help me understand visually in the county where these are at.
Okay, County
Sorry.
Road 200 East and 100 East is gonna be out here by 33.
They're in between 33 and, the fringe of Decatur.
Yeah, so like Knights of Columbus is 100 High Street, that's 100. And then you go over to like the transfer station and Golden Meadows, that little side road there, that's 200.
Okay.
So that's gonna be a project that runs down 400 there, which is adjacent to 33. And tie into what I would call Salem, which Second Street, tie into that line coming from Arcadia. The County Road West, 1200 North and 200 West, that's gonna be the Winnikin project.
Got it.
So 200 West is Sunnybrook. We're gonna go all the way down to County Line to Williams Elevator, turn, go down County Line, all the way out to the church and school out there. And then the Monmouth Force Main, right down Pickway. Thank you.
Yeah, I was just kind of trying to visually.
You're from the south, you probably don't know a lot of these areas up
Yeah,
there.
you know, we just exist.
Once you get south of 124, it's a whole new world.
I should have brought some maps for you.
That's all right. I think I have it mentally, so. Yeah, I just need a motion to approve sending out the project, notice to the residents potentially affected along with exemption claim forms.
Yep.
All right.
Motion by me and second by John.
Okay.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
All right. Okay. So now can we go back and do the reconciliation?
Yeah, I think
You
we're
got it
good.
cleared up?
Yep,
Think
I think we
we're-
got all cleared up. So
Good
Jane,
now.
you just want to listen to Dave to make sure we got the right number we talked about. We're gonna go back and approve the
Oh, okay.
Claims.
All right, so we had approved the vouchers and the claim forms for June. Under July, as I had read off, the bank reconciliation should be correct as I had mentioned it out before. So the First Bank of Bern operating account at $586,198.62. First Bank of Bern Gold account at $345,866.80. The Bank of New York has a balance of $253,877.28. The Bank of New York Project 5 account with a balance of $656,814.09. The vouchers for July, the payroll vouchers totaled $7,195.94. The First Bank of Bern vouchers, claim vouchers totaled $117,431.07. The gold, First Bank of Bern Gold account, the vouchers from that account were $46,550.00. And the Bank of New York, vouchers totaled $103,694.50. There's just a correction on the First Bank of Bern vouchers for July, and that was due to inclusion of voided claims is how that came in incorrect. So, Jane, any corrections to what I just read off?
I agree.
Those are good, okay.
I
So
agree,
with
and I'll
that,
make a motion. Accept all of that.
Second.
Okay, motion by Dion, second by who?
John.
John. Here.
Thanks, Jane.
All in favor, aye?
Good catch.
All right, so,
Quick question for Nathan. We got all these new items, trailers and truck and mowers and all that. We talked to our insurance people about that.
Yeah, I'm getting titles. So titles is a pain now with government vehicles because you can't go to the BMV to do them. Got to do it all mail in or you gotta, it's a pain. I got the truck figured out finally after talking with 5 different people about it. We just got the trailer. I'm waiting on titles is the big thing because you gotta have the title to be able to send to them to do it. But insurance for the plates and stuff.
Well, yeah,
Get it
for
all
the place,
plated.
but I mean, we can.
Yes.
You can go to.
But
doing that.
I probably have to have at least a copy of the title to get the insurance on them though, don't I?
Well, you're gonna need main thing I need is the serial number, the VIN number, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But you should have that on, that should be on your bill of sale or something, say, hey, I'm more worried about, hey, someone swipes our mower or swipes some of those,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. Not that the
Yeah.
truck ain't important, I don't know that.
Yeah. No, I
Okay,
forgot
well,
it,
you
but
got-
yeah, I got a ball hitch that, ball lock for the trailer that's gotta be sitting outside right now, so. Trying to, as Decatur says, we've had our trailer set outside for years, nobody's stole them. I was like, yeah, but you've had these buildings sitting here for years and they broke into mine, so.
Exactly.
I mean,
Those need to go to you and Jim, but.
you gotta watch out for them 13-year-olds.
Where's the world coming to?
But yeah, I'll get with our insurance, cause I need to update our project areas too with her.
Yeah, that's good call on that, yeah. We weren't thinking about it.
See, that's why we got an insurance guy, a banker guy.
Of course, I'm getting quite a bit of commission on that.
Yeah.
Not.
Yeah, I got that 2 days ago. I don't know what the heck it is.
Oh, this is an unclaimed property notice, Bank of New York. They've obviously got some of our money that is left over that didn't get
Another matter
dispersed.
presented.
That's
Anybody else have anything else?
notification of claim property, so I'll fill it out here for you.
Okay, I'll make a, ask for a motion to adjourn.
I asked for
Is that the right address?
Second.
John,
Second.
Jim, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Perfect.
337.
Hold on, just for a minute. Hey, Jane, you got a second?
Flatbed trailer also?
Yeah.